Coming up on Network Africa, U.S. President Donald Trump meets with Rwandan President Paul Kagame on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum. And discussions on how to tackle corruption in Africa take center stage at the African Union's 30th Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. And landmine explosion in Mali kills 26 people. It's great to have you on the program. I am BC Adebayo. U.S. President Donald Trump has asked Paul Kagame, who's the president of Rwanda and the African Union's chairman, to pass on his warmest regards to other AU leaders at a meeting in Davos. The meeting comes weeks after Mr. Trump reportedly used a derogatory word to describe African nations, earning him a stiff rebuke from the AU as well as from the leaders of countries like Botswana and Ghana. While meeting President Kagame one-to-one on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum today, Mr. Trump showed no sign of any awkwardness over the incident. He described the discussions as tremendous, calling the two nations trading partners who enjoy a great relationship.
Rwanda has benefited tremendously from the support of the United States in many areas where it is in peace support operations we have carried out in different parts of the world. We had the United States on our side supporting us. They have supported our economy in trade, investment, with tourists from the United States, visitors coming to Rwanda. And President, I wanted to thank you for the support we have received from you, customer, and the administration.
We have had tremendous discussions on Rwanda. The job they've done is absolutely terrific. We have trade with Rwanda and just general, I would say, great relationships. I want to congratulate you, Mr. President, as being the new head of the African Union. That's a great honor. This was just announced recently, and that really, truly is a great honor. So please give my regards. I know you're going to your first meeting very shortly, and please give my warmest regards. But it's an honor to have you as a friend. Thank you.
And in a bid to bring about a lasting solution to the anti-corruption war in Africa, African leaders are meeting in Addis Ababa, the Ethiopian capital, for the 30th edition of the AU Summit. The theme for this year is Winning the Fight Against Corruption, a Sustainable Path to Africa's Transformation.
Discussions on how to tackle corruption in Africa is top on the agenda at the African Union's 30th Summit, which is currently underway in Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa. The theme for the 30th AU Summit this year is Winning the Fight Against Corruption, a Sustainable Path to Africa's Transformation. Attendees have said that corruption has become one of the most urgent issues needing to be solved in Africa.
I think the theme is very important as we consider the corruption also as one of the triggers of conflicts, because overall it's about governance, and in governance we have political governance, we have economical governance. And it is important that we really address this issue very seriously.
A 2016 Corruption Watch report indicated that the most prevalent types of corruption reported over the past few years center on abuse of power, followed by bribery and then procurement corruption.
It's too bad for the population to bear, and it underpins huge political instability. It underpins many of the service delivery protests that we're talking about. It definitely diverts public resources from where they should go to into the pockets of a few.
South Africa's anti-corruption watchdog, the Public Protector, has the power to investigate, report on and remedy improper conduct in all state affairs. The body has been at the forefront of fighting the war against corruption. While the office often makes inroads in the battle, their lack of resources has made it hard to sustain remarkable progress.
Institutions like the Public Protector and other Chapter 9 institutions or constitutional institutions which are responsible to fight corruption, and since corruption is a scourge which affects or impedes development in any country, they need to be well-resourced, well-funded. So that is the biggest challenge I'm facing as a Public Protector.
The Public Protector urges for more support as corruption impedes development, and the public, who are supposed to be protected, will suffer from the consequences of corruption in the end.
Meanwhile, the chairperson of the African Commission says the continent cannot keep silent about U.S. President Donald Trump's repulsive rhetoric about African countries and Haiti some weeks back. Speaking to African foreign ministers at the opening of the 32nd Ordinary Session of the Executive Council in preparation for the 30th AU Summit, Musa Faki Mohammed condemned Mr. Trump's comments. Apart from Trump's rhetoric decrying African immigrants, his decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and to slash peacekeeping budget also drew attention among the African leaders and aroused wider rancor among the African people.
At the time of this session, Africa is yet to digest a statement issued by the President of the United States, who has profoundly shocked us with a message conveying contempt, hate and desire to marginalize and exclude Africans. These remarks followed a host of others on Jerusalem and the reduction of contributions to the budget for global peacekeeping, leading one to think that multilateralism is in the midst of a grave crisis. The continent will not be silent on this subject.